Hello, Blue Justin here, still Justin, still not blue, and today it's Saturday the 12th of July, and it's time for my daily July vlog. So let's get on with it. Unluckily, I didn't have as much happen today as I hoped. The Zavvi order, to be fair, I didn't expect it to turn up because they only started sending out their belated orders of this item yesterday, and they'd be spreading it out until the last ones went out Monday, and so I just assumed mine probably won't arrive until at least Tuesday, probably Wednesday next week. Give me something to look forward to. And WOW HD still haven't delivered, and again I'm still not particularly worried, trying not to be worried. You know how you think sort of like, oh, I won't be worried, but you know, sometime deep inside you're thinking it might have got lost in the post. You know, this is WOW HD, you know, but fingers crossed that turns up really soon so I can stop panicking about it. I haven't heard anything that says it has been lost or there's a tracking problem or anything like that, so I should just assume no news is good news. Right, so what did happen is it's a Saturday. I did get one arrival that I was sort of expecting. It's an HMV arrival, and they usually do turn up the Saturday before release day on the Monday, and that was, I really shouldn't have ordered it because it wasn't something that I needed immediately day one. I should have really let the price go down, but sometimes I just see something and I please myself, I thought, and that is a film called Boneyard. Not a film I'd particularly heard of. Dazzler Media, so it's probably, it's not, obviously that's probably why it's not a film I've heard of. I mean, Dazzler do tend to put out the stuff that's a little less well known and probably wouldn't get a release from one of the big companies if they didn't do it, so I'm all behind Dazzler for them picking up the stuff that isn't cult enough to be picked up by the specialist companies but isn't big enough to be put out by the big names. It's just like falls in that middle ground that tends to get ignored, a bit like things like Boneyard. But I dare say that doesn't mean it's probably not the greatest of all films, and obviously it being Dazzler, it won't get its it won't get a lot of extras, if any. I very much doubt whether it'll get any, to be honest. It's a Lionsgate film, I notice. It isn't even getting a BD 66, so it's a BD 50. It is still there though, isn't it? Yeah, so it's 97 minutes long, 5.1 DTS HD master audio, and it's got 50 Cent or 50 Cent or whatever you have it pronounced, and Mel Gibson as two of the stars. You can see Mel and him and 50 Cent there on the front, and also Brian Van Holt, who is a name that I don't recognise, but I'm sure if Kermit's watching he'll say, oh, don't you know, Justin, he was in such and such. It's 15 rated, I would tell you what for, but it's totally blank. I could look it up on BBFC, but I haven't bothered. So yeah, it's basic plot: skeletal remains of 11 women and girls discovered in New Mexico desert. Extensive investigation, inspired by true crime stories, and it's supposedly a chilling crime thriller following Brian Van Holt as the detective, the 50 Cent as the police chief, and Agent Petrovic, who's Mel, in a multi-agency effort to identify and apprehend the killer, each with each of their agendas and methods clashing, and there's a tangled web of intrigue casting suspicion in all directions, with the appropriate tagline of dig deep, trust no one. So yeah, that sounds like a reasonably, even though it's going to have twists etc as it describes, I can't imagine it being so complex over a 97-minute journey that it won't be a relatively easy watch. So yes, that was Saturday's only arrival. Normally I get more than that on a Saturday, but as just happens at the moment, that wasn't the way. So, like I said, no arrivals from Zavvi and WOW. So that's a shame. I did watch some NCIS New Orleans though. Did 6 more episodes, and those were episodes 8 to 13. That's 8 to 13 by the episode numbering on the discs. I realise now that that's actually episodes 6 to 11 of the series, because the intro episodes, part 1 and part 2, were actually NCIS episodes only. They weren't actually, they were just happened to be transmitted at the time, so they should probably have been in the NCIS boxes that I watched. I don't think they were though. So who knows? It's quite interesting. Anyway, it's 6 episodes we watched on Saturday, so that's quite a good catch up. Just for info, we watched 3 on Friday, and I think I forgot to mention it in the video. It was a busy video day, so I don't think there's no point in making it any longer. What else did I do? I didn't, there was no ordering. I didn't actually order anything either, which is quite well behaved for me for once. My money's going somewhere else at the moment, but we won't go into that. And like I said, I'm trying to be sensible. That's not working. The only other thing that I did was I watched AJ's place, not Palace, so I messed that up the first time, his steelbook hoarding video, which I recommend you go and see, because he lets go with both barrels. It is absolutely hilarious at times. He makes some fantastic points, and shows off some absolutely great steelbooks, but at the same time I just love the way that he has a quite righteous fight back against some of the people who are producing very moany type videos at the moment on YouTube about the difference between hoarding and collecting, and slagging each other off when we should be standing together. I love that one, AJ, by the way. Yes, and I will try to find where I put all my Sharknado steelbooks, because we can compare limited edition numbers on that, so I can post them up. But unfortunately, normally I make a note of my limited edition numbers in my notes section of my collecting software, and for some annoying reason that was the one time that I haven't done it, one of the few times that I haven't done it, so I'll have to dig them out from somewhere. So unfortunately that was really it for Saturday, and it's a bit of a surprise. Normally I say yes, Saturday would be a bigger day and I'd have much more to tell you about. I'd probably have more arrivals, and I'd like to have watched a bit more as well, even if it wasn't more NCIS. Maybe add something to that, maybe a film and then some NCIS or something like that. But I stayed up late on Friday doing the videos and editing them, etc., for release on as soon as possible on the correct times, and I wanted to get them right. So I slept in really late on Saturday, and so didn't have as much choice to do as I did. I hoped I would anyway. So yeah, I'm afraid that just about wraps it up for today. And yeah, so that's the summary of my Saturday. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you're enjoying the series of vlogs. If you do, can you hit like on this video, and if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to the channel. And also, if you leave a comment, that really helps the channel to it proves to YouTube's algorithm that I'm getting interaction, as well as people just having a look and going away again. So thank you ever so much if you do that. I appreciate it. Cheers. And anyway then, thank you very much for watching, as I said, and I shall see you again tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.